Well, here we are yet again, and today's adventure is going to be this old Hornby Class 37. The 37 is one of my favourite diesels alongside the 29. This was sent to me by Moray, who also sent me the 47 recently. He told me that he bought this in the 1970s and it had a problem, and he gave it to someone to fix years ago, but to no avail it seems. But he's also supplied me with a replacement motor bogie, so hopefully we'll get this going. So power on, and yeah, completely dead, so we'll have to shunt it. Once again, the 08 will never shift this, so the 4F is back on shunting duty. Let's bring it in. Alrighty ho, it's a bit chilly today, I have to say. I need to go and put the heating on, I think, if I can afford it. Alright, let's get a look at this. It's a nice model, nice condition. I do like the 37. I've got the older one with the old spider assembly motor that I've had since I was a wee boy. So this should be a fairly straightforward Ringfield job, I think. Moray did send me a picture, and yeah, there was wiring issues. However, let's get this open and see what's what. Clips once again. Very tight. I'm going to use the spudger to get that open. That should do it. Like so. Yeah. That's not right. That should go in there. And it does look like it doesn't need a wire. It has got the contact with the motor casing for this brush, so that would be quite funny if it just goes and that's all it was. It was just that wire wasn't connected properly. Let's just try it with the battery. See if this works. No, it doesn't. No life there. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Let's pull this out. Pop this bogie out. Somebody thought it would be a good idea to solder up there and there. So these have been soldered in. I can't think why you would want to do that. I can see one brush spring, but I can't see the other one. Moray has given me a spare motor bogie, so I could just fit this. Righty ho, let's pop this out. Lever that forward, push the wheels, and out it comes. And these floating wheels will come off. Okay, take the clip out. State these gears in. All look okay. These ones look okay. Yeah, spindles are okay. That one's a bit broken, but it would still be alright. Let's take the plate off. Like that, yeah. So there's only one brush spring. So there's a brush and a spring there, and there's a brush there, but there's a spring missing. So that's why this hasn't been running. Oh dear. Yeah, the spring's got soldered into the hole. Yeah, not good. So I could spend a bit of time trying to get that little spring out there, desolder that a bit more, get rid of some of this solder, and this would be okay. But we do have the replacement that Moray sent, so let's make life easy on ourselves. Let's have a look at this. Well, yeah, the motor casing's in better condition, but the gears aren't. And this is in good condition. So what I might do is just have a look at these gears. Yeah, so I'm going to use the original gears. I'm going to use the motor casing and motor plate from this. What about the wheels? Yeah, I think we will pretty much just replace the motor, to be honest. If Moray hadn't sent me this spare, I would have done a bit more work on that and got it cleaned up and fitted new springs and brushes. But you know, might as well use this. But these gears are a bit scored and scraped, and I don't know what's been going on with them. So, I don't think I'm going to use these gears. So let's take this off. Keep everything for the old motor over here, and I'll keep all these other motor bits on the other side. I think Moray got this motor off eBay, and I know the price that people charge for motor bogies like this. It's just ridiculous. And if this is how they sell them, covered in fluff and God knows what else, it's pretty poor. But it's otherwise in very good condition. So let's pop these brushes out. Got a couple of comments in my last video there about bending these brush holders. Well, as you can see in these ones, there are no screws. You have to bend them back, and it's exactly the same type of metal as the other motor I was working on. The ones that you do have to unscrew are pretty obvious, but these ones, the metal is purposely soft, so you can bend them. I've just got a screw tangled up in the capacitor there. Oh, for goodness sake. Here we go. So yeah, I was saying, you can bend these. Don't worry about bending them. But there are some Ringfield motors where it's a much more rigid brush holder with screws at the top. You unscrew those, but you kind of know the ones that you can bend and the ones that you can't. Obviously, if you bend them back and forward umpteen times, they will snap, but the number of times that you have to take the brushes out, you should be able to bend these without any problem. Right, put that out there, put that out there, and that should pop off with a bit of persuasion. There we go. So yeah, that's all good. We'll give the commutator a bit of a clean, and we should be good to go. Once again, teacup time, and then give it a scoosh with the cleaner. We'll pop the wheels, because I would imagine they've never been off. Yeah, they're a bit black and greasy and yucky. We'll scoosh out the shafts. Give it all a good going over with a manky brush. Just get rid of all the crap on the gears on these wheels. The wheels are reasonably clean, but we'll give them a wee going over with some teacup. Your wheels can never be too clean. Give them a scoosh. Righto. So, we'll pop this back on. Do you know, I've changed my mind. I was looking at the surface of these, the gears on the replacement motor, and the gears on the old motor looked in better condition. However, the hole in the replacement gears is better. The holes in the old gears, yeah, they're not perfectly round, and that tends to happen with them over time. These ones are maybe okay, but these main gears, the holes aren't, that one especially, yeah, it's very worn. So no, we won't fit the old gears, we'll fit the replacement ones. So I'm going to give them a bit of a file down. We'll get some moly grease on the spindles. We'll get some oil behind the pinion gear. Never like holding brushes with tweezers, because if they slip, they can ping off, never to be seen again. These ones are easy to fit because the end of the brush holder there has got a little hook, so it holds the spring in place. Okie dokie, does that go? Never even tested this motor. Seems fine. Fresh oil on those axles. Check the wheel spacing, we're looking for about 14.1 millimeters. So that's a wee bitty too narrow. That'll do. Fit these middle wheels and then pop it back in here. So stick that in there, hoping these middle wheels don't fall off. There we go. We'll pop this in here, like so. Connect that up. So a wee continuity test just to make sure before I put it on the test track. So these wheels should connect to this brush. Yep. And these wheels should connect to this brush. And does it go? Of course it does. Seems to be absolutely fine. A couple of wee bits of lubrication I need to do. I am taking my glasses off. Just a wee bit of oil behind the clip there, and I didn't oil the bearing in there. Yeah, nice one. Okay, let's pop the body on. This one there. Clippity clip, nice and easy. One other last bit of lubrication in these front axles here, just prevent any squeaking. Okay, here we go, job done. So that was quite straightforward really. It's just as well Moray gave me the spare motor because the gears on the old motor were pretty much done. You know, the teeth and that are fine, but the hole in the middle has just become enlarged, and so the gears are very loose. So I mean, it probably would have still run, but yeah, not too well. And then of course the mess that's in, you know, I've had to clean all the solder off and fit some new springs. But yeah, it would have been fine. But Moray says I can keep the old motor for spares, so thanks for that. Right, okay, let's go and pull this out of the shed and give it a run around the layout. Okay then, let's bring it out. So there we are, that's this old Class 37 running again. Fairly straightforward job really. You know, Moray sending the replacement motor certainly made things a lot easier than they would have been otherwise. But thanks to him for letting me keep the old motor for spares. That'll be very useful. So yeah, I do like a Class 37, so I couldn't resist a little bit of double heading there with my old one. And yeah, it's not often you'll see me run 6 coaches round my track. But there we go, that's this one sorted, so we'll get it packed up and sent back to Moray. Right, catch you later folks.